Hey everyone, welcome back to Currency Revalue, your trusted source for deep insights into the global currency scene, where every policy shift, every reform, and every headline could signal the next major revaluation. Today, we're diving into Iraq's powerful new message to the world, a message of commitment, confidence, and reform. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia Al-Sudani just delivered a statement that could redefine how Iraq's currency and its economy is viewed internationally. So let's unpack what this means, not just for Iraq, but for investors, economists, and currency watchers across the globe. Remember when Iraq's financial reputation was shadowed by years of instability and sanctions. Fast forward to now, the winds have changed. Under Prime Minister Sudani's leadership, and with the central bank's reform strategies, Iraq is steadily reshaping its financial architecture. Tuesday's meeting with KPMG, one of the world's leading auditing and consulting firms, wasn't just another diplomatic session. It was a statement of intent. Sudani emphasized that Iraq's monetary reform must become a global example of commitment and confidence. This isn't empty rhetoric. It's a cornerstone of a larger national mission to rebuild trust in Iraqi institutions, strengthen compliance with international financial standards, and prove that Iraq can compete with established global economies. So what's changing under the hood? For one, Iraq has begun tightening its financial governance. By partnering with KPMG, the government is ensuring every transaction, every audit, and every fiscal report aligns with global transparency standards. This move directly addresses one of Iraq's oldest problems, the shadow of corruption that has long drained investor confidence. Sudani made it clear. Iraq's goal is not only to clean its financial house, but to transform it into a model of integrity. He highlighted that the Iraqi government's financial and spending reform programs are actively raising the nation's global financial classification and attracting foreign interest. This means compliance standards are no longer a formality. They're a foundation for Iraq's comeback story. Moreover, the transition to a modern electronic accounting system signals Iraq's determination to leave behind outdated manual processes. This digital shift ensures faster auditing, better accountability, and reduced opportunities for fraud. For a nation rebuilding its financial credibility, this is revolutionary. Sudani didn't stop there. He reinforced that transparency isn't a buzzword, it's now a pillar of reconstruction. Iraq's cooperation with audit giants like KPMG shows the government's awareness that a credible reputation abroad starts with honest books at home. Through this collaboration, Iraq aims to complete due diligence and compliance assessments rapidly, following international best practices. In his own words, Sudani views these reforms not as mere economic measures, but as national commitments that reflect Iraq's determination to rise from the ashes of mismanagement and become a trusted player in the global financial system. And while currency reform is front and center, Sudani's vision stretches beyond banking. The Prime Minister also chaired the Industrial Coordination Council this week, bringing together ministers, advisors, and industry representatives. His directive was simple yet profound. Remove the roadblocks facing Iraq's private sector and give the industrial economy room to breathe. He called on every ministry, from finance to oil and trade, to align laws and policies that benefit industrial growth. Iraq's private sector has long been suffocated by bureaucracy and outdated regulations. But now, with the government's renewed focus, the industrial wheel is finally turning. This is a big deal because when the private sector thrives, so does the currency. More production, more exports, and more employment naturally strengthen the dinar's long-term foundation. By linking currency reform with real economic productivity, Sudani is creating the kind of synergy that global investors look for. The reforms are not just theoretical. Real policy shifts are already underway. For instance, the government approved a reduction in liquefied gas prices for industrial projects, a move designed to make local production more competitive and cost-efficient. Ministries are now required to source key industrial materials like medical and industrial gases from national factories, further supporting domestic industry. Another highlight: industrial projects will now be exempt from advertising and competition requirements under certain conditions, cutting through the red tape that used to delay progress. This ensures quicker approvals and faster implementation timelines for investors. Sudani also addressed environmental concerns, emphasizing that industrial expansion must align with sustainable practices. Projects are being reviewed to ensure they don't harm ecosystems, demonstrating that Iraq's modernization doesn't come at the expense of the environment. To fuel private enterprise, the government has greenlit training programs for small and medium enterprises, SME in collaboration with key ministries. These programs are designed to upgrade skills, encourage innovation, and prepare local businesses to compete in both domestic and international markets. Even more interestingly, there's now a push to expand contracts between the government and local factories, giving Iraqi products a direct pipeline to market through major retail and hypermarket channels. This not only boosts industrial output, but also reinforces the Made in Iraq brand. As part of the Support the National Product campaign, Iraq's Ministry of Planning is updating its industrial guide to showcase verified local manufacturers on its digital platform. This digital transparency helps both local buyers and international investors identify credible partners, increasing trust and trade. By linking all of these initiatives, financial reform, industrial revitalization, environmental sustainability, and digital integration, the government is creating a comprehensive growth ecosystem. It's a framework where the dinar's strength is not just based on oil or speculation, but on real, measurable productivity. So, what does all this mean for the future of Iraq, and for anyone keeping an eye on the dinar? It means the groundwork for one of the most inspiring financial transformations in recent history is already in motion. With tighter audits, stronger compliance, and renewed focus on industrial independence, Iraq is positioning itself as a rising financial power in the Middle East. Prime Minister Sudani's message is clear. Monetary reform is not just about exchange rates, it's about national credibility. When a country rebuilds trust, reform becomes unstoppable. Here at Currency Revalue, we'll keep tracking every shift, every reform, and every quiet move that could reshape Iraq's economic destiny. Because as history has shown, the biggest financial revolutions don't start with fanfare. They start with reform, resilience, and a quiet commitment to change. Stay tuned, stay informed, and remember, every revaluation begins with confidence.